Good morning, Herons, and welcome to another exciting edition of Heron TV.
Jackson, this isn't an episode of Heron TV. It's an assembly in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the great civil rights leader.
Sorry about that, Annabelle. I guess I got carried away with the cameras and all. We have a great assembly lined up for you this morning.
Please give your full attention and utmost respect to our speakers and performers today. Heron TV and Student Council has joined forces to honor one of our nation's greatest leaders.
And now here is Garrison Took, your HVMS Student Council President.
Good morning, Herons. We didn't have school yesterday to celebrate the life of an incredible civil rights leader, Dr. Martin Luther King, whose legacy continues to be honored to this day, 2016. We will be listening to stories of some courageous student speakers. We will be watching short videos by Heron TV and Student Council and have performances from our advanced choir and orchestra students that all honor this legacy of this amazing man. So let's start our assembly by standing while Vanessa sings our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets ran high, the bombers sing in air, giving proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
He had a dream. He had a dream. 1999, a great man was born. MLK Jr. had a dream to be free, which became a reality. He said that he wants children to live in a world where they won't be judged by the color of skin. But that's not the end. He wanted everyone to get along for eons, and that's what we try to be on. He had a dream.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed.
He had a dream. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. MLK Jr. thought, scratch that. He knew that everyone should be accepted no matter what. Let no man pull you low enough to hate him. But hey man, that don't mean you gotta kill a man. In 1968 he was assassinated for his beliefs. No, it wasn't right, but he was on it for the long fight. He had a dream.
That my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
He had a dream. He had a dream. He had a dream.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15, 1929, and was raised by Michael King Sr. and Alberta William King. He had 2 siblings, an older sister and a younger brother. His grandmother died when he was 12, and it really affected him because they were very close. He grew up in the segregated South, where he had to go to a different school, sit in the back of the buses, and even had to drink from different water fountains than the white children. He saw all of these social and racial injustices. He started public school when he was 5. Martin Luther King Jr. was very focused on his studies. He graduated high school when he was 15 and skipped the 9th and 11th grade. On June 21st, 1948, Martin Luther King Jr. graduated college from Morehouse College. In 1951, he enrolled at Boston University, and on June 5th, 1955, he graduated and received his PhD. On December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks refused to move from her bus seat for a white man and was arrested. The next day, December 2nd, Dr. King proposed a citywide protest. Due to his protest, by federal law, ruled segregation unconstitutional. It was a great achievement for Dr. King. Dr. King gave his famous I Have a Dream speech on August 28, 1963 for racial freedom. 200 to 300,000 people showed to hear him speak. Some of the most inspirational quotes come from his speech. One is, I have a dream that one day little black boys and girls will be holding hands with little white boys and girls. On August 6, 1965, 600 people marched from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama for equal voting rights. They walked for 12 hours a day and slept in fields until they finally reached Montgomery. After 4 days of marching, they were protected by National Guard troops. A few months later, Congress passed the Voting Rights Act to all African Americans. On October 14, 1964, Dr. King received a Nobel Peace Prize for nonviolent resistance to racial prejudice. At the time, he was the youngest person ever to win a prize at the age of 35. On Thursday, April 4th, 1968, Dr. King was assassinated, killed for his beliefs. He was only 39 years old. Even though his life ended almost 50 years ago, his words continue to inspire millions. Martin Luther King was an upstander.
Acceptance is something that we all want to feel, but unfortunately none of us feel accepted when we are in a new situation. Here to tell her story is Gianna Rosico.
You know how middle schoolers are, in big groups having and talking. That's how it was for me in Arkansas. And I grew up knowing everyone since kindergarten. Plus through elementary school, there had never been any drama. I had never felt left out or unaccepted until I moved to Oregon. Moving away from all of my family was bad enough, but now I had to start a new school where I didn't know anyone. Walking in the halls felt as if I were invisible. I could see cliques as I went through the halls, wondering where I would fit in. Sadly, the first week was pretty lonely, considering I had never experienced having no friends. In fact, I was one of the students that ran alone in PE, not because I ran faster or slower than anyone, but because I had no one to run with. One of the saddest parts of being the new kid was sitting alone at lunch or coming to school around 9:25 because there was no one I could sit in the halls to talk to with. Luckily, as weeks went by, I gained a couple of friends, but not many that were close enough for me to feel comfortable again. I moved to Happy Valley towards the end of the first quarter of 2014 and didn't feel like I fit in with the right people until third quarter of 2015. Although I'm completely happy with my friends now, it makes me upset to think other students go through this, not just for months like I did, but every day. Many people think about the people they're most comfortable with or have known longer, rather than reaching out to others. I will admit that I sometimes do this too, but since my own experience, I make sure to put in an effort to make people feel welcomed. Clearly, doing things to help others can change a person's life. A simple smile can go a long way in someone's day. Saying hi in the halls or reaching out to people in general can change a person's attitude completely. Try sitting with someone who is sitting alone at lunch or that is new. Stepping up for others not only makes them happier, but yourself as well. If someone had reached out to me last year, it would have made those first months much happier. After all, from the wise words of Martin Luther King Jr., life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Thank you.
Happiness can exist only in acceptance by George Orwell. I started getting bullied at the beginning of 6th grade with some small comments behind my back. It didn't faze me because I knew other students had it worse than me, considering students get bullied every day, sometimes physically. For many 6th graders, starting middle school is a fresh start, but in my case, there was an obstacle in the way. Going to school every day, I worried what would happen next. Bullying can impact a person's self-esteem and take away from the focus on academics, like it affected my learning in every class. After time, I always knew to take the high road and not let the little things bother me. But after a time, it didn't feel right having someone say cruel comments about me and my appearance, as I didn't think about it much, but then it stood out to me. Even though I knew the comments weren't true, It made me feel insecure about myself. Holding grudges wasn't healthy nor going to help the situation. Accepting the fact that I had to see this person in the halls, I knew I had to confront them. Knowing going up to a person is challenging, it gave me great anxiety. Hearing the direct information was much better than passed around gossip, changed by others. Time helped me let it go and carry on with my life. It took a while for me to accept this person and the things they did, but it made me realize being the bigger person made me a stronger individual. If you are still getting bullied now, know that other students just like you are going through the same exact thing and always seek help. In life, acceptance is a major key to happiness. Looking back at my life, the greatest decision I made was accepting this person. I feel confident that my story will help you realize how many students here and around the world get bullied daily and take charge of these hurtful actions. How can you help stop bullying? Thank you.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. dedicated his life to fighting for equal rights for all Americans, regardless of the color of their skin.
And he influenced millions of people, not by threatening them or using violence. There was acts of civil disobedience and inspiring speeches.
Martin Luther King demonstrated extreme perseverance on his quest for equal rights and demanded that all people should be judged by the quality of their character and not the color of their skin.
Let's look at students at HVMS demonstrate perseverance and acceptance.
Today we celebrate the thanks we give to Martin Luther King Jr. for granting us acceptance and teaching us perseverance.
Acceptance, favorable reception, approval, or favor.
A while back, I had a friend who struggled with depression. At first, their family didn't really like me or accept me.
I went to lunch and I didn't see anybody I knew, so a group of girls told me I could sit with them.
As time went by, I was really there for my friend, and their family began to see that and welcome me in. I was like a member of their family.
I really felt accepted that time because my friends were there and they didn't judge me for being loud or mean.
I have to say that I felt accepted with my friends, and I know that's the most cliche thing, but it's true. It's the little things that they do.
A time when I felt accepted was in the hospital after my second open heart surgery.
A time I felt accepted was when I moved from Utah and I moved here from Utah, and I started to make friends with all my classmates.
It's like when we laugh until we cry and our stomach starts to hurt, or when they just like wave me down to sit with them at lunch.
One time I felt accepted is when I was a sixth grader and it was my first day.
A time when I felt accepted was when all my friends in all my classes got along with each other and there was no discriminated by their appearance.
I felt accepted when I went to a new school and I didn't know anybody until I met Maya. She invited me to play with her. Now that to this day we're best friends.
A time when I felt accepted was when I came out as bisexual and genderqueer and people supported me no matter what. Many people who I barely even knew sent me really kind messages and it helped me to stay confident.
I've always felt accepted everywhere I went, whether it was school, at home, or on the road. I never really felt like anybody was going to disrespect me.
I felt accepted when I asked to sit at some kid's table at lunchtime and they said sure.
I could really talk about so many times where I didn't feel accepted or I felt judged.
A time when I did not feel accepted was when kids bullied me.
But why can't I be pretty like her? Why am I not as talented as them?
I really never feel accepted because I get judged a lot, and I don't really like that.
How did I go wrong? What did I say? But after a while, very recently, a friend told me, "You are a great, beautiful person. What other people think about you doesn't matter."
Throughout my life, people have called me gay behind my back. Luckily, I had good friends each time to stick up for me when I wasn't able to.
A time I felt not accepted when I had a friend that spoke Russian and knew English, but they would say mean things to me around me in Russian.
The time I did not feel accepted was when I joined my first swim team in Oregon because they were different from my friends in Utah.
A time when I did not feel accepted was when somebody told me that I should stop looking so different than everyone else and quote-unquote tone it down a bit.
I didn't feel accepted is when I was in PE.
Time when I did not feel accepted was at my old school in Portland when people made fun of my voice, especially on camera. I mean, it's probably really high-pitched right now.
I was playing basketball and I had the ball. A really tall guy came up to me and said, "Give me the ball, you stupid little girl." And he kept trying to take the ball from me, and he was shoving me.
Moving to Oregon and going to a new school, I didn't know anyone, and it seemed like I didn't fit in with the other kids.
It doesn't really matter who accepts you as long as you accept yourself.
Perseverance, steady persistence in a course of action, purpose and state, etc., especially in spite of difficulties, obstacles, and discouragement. As cliche as it might sound, I persevered a lot through middle school.
And I showed perseverance by not letting the small comments hurt me, and that way that the really hurtful ones don't affect me as much.
It's a hard time. I began orchestra, I made a lot of new friends, and I was coming from out of town.
A time when I persevered was when I was hunting elk for my first time, and me and my dad went on a hike for 25 miles straight, and it was a time that I killed my first elk.
The time I was persevered when I got bullied in elementary school, and I never had the gut to stick up for myself.
A time when I persevered was in my 5th grade class, and I was able to do this higher level math with 2 other students in my class, and it was really hard because we were doing like 7th and 8th grade math. And we were only in 5th grade.
Until my best friend gave me a talk saying, "Stick up for yourself and don't let anyone bring you down." So after that, I never got bullied again.
And the time that I persevered was here at the school when I was doing cross country. I wanted to give up a lot because I really hate running.
When we had the 15 minutes run in strength training, I completed it.
I just did this because my parents would be proud of me and just let me have seconds at dinner.
A time when I persevered was during football when I struggled to make a solo tackle, but I persevered and made a solo tackle in the championship.
A time I persevered was when I was learning different medical terms like cardiology, cardiologist, critical aortic valve stenosis, and enlarged left ventricle.
A time when I persevered was when I was really nervous and cared a lot about what people thought of me. I set a goal to break out of my shell and become my true self.
Anna Kelly is no different. Let's take a moment to listen to her story of perseverance.
If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. By Martin Luther King Jr. When I was 2, I was diagnosed with subaortic stenosis. Subaortic stenosis is when the walls of your heart get thicker, which causes your heart to work harder. The heart also enlarges, which causes narrowing of the heart valves. When they narrow, the valve flap stays open, causing blood to go backwards in my heart, which results in a shorter lifespan. When I was only 6 years old, I had open heart surgery. Because of my heart defect, I have to be cautious, and when I play sports, I have to be careful. It hasn't been easy dealing with it. Between the doctor visits at the hospital every 9 months to a year, and the sharp pains I get in my heart randomly, and the chance of collapsing at any moment, I could just be playing soccer or running or even be walking through the halls and just collapse. But I don't let it stop me from doing what I love. I could always just quit playing soccer so I don't have to worry as much, but I don't let it have that effect on me. I won't let it change my everyday life. I could be worried and scared every second of every day for my entire life, but why let it when you only have one life to live and you should live it to the fullest? Why worry about something that you don't even know is going to happen? My heart has put many obstacles in front of me, and I have gotten through every one and all the ones to come. And I know that I'll have surgery again, so I guess I'll deal with it when the time comes. So if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you just have to keep moving forward.
Advanced choir is going to sing I Am But a Small Voice. Our accompanist is Diane Boone. Our soloists are Alexis Harris and Erica Susie. And our signers are Vivian New and Lauren Gill.
The famous phrase, "I have a dream," has been heard in our classrooms and communities for over half a century.
His legendary speech, along with countless demonstrations and his tireless efforts of many other civil rights leaders, led to the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, ensuring equal rights to all, but that doesn't mean we have to stop there.
Every day, students feel excluded, have struggles, and the world is not the perfect place that we once thought it was. We still need to have dreams, we still need to take care of one another, and we still need to persevere through many challenges and receive support from our peers.
What is your dream for a better community?
I still have a dream. Knowing that somehow this situation can and will be changed. Let us not wallow in the valley of despair. I say to you today, my friend, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream.
Give a round of applause to our parent speakers and performers. We all have different struggles, whether they are medical conditions, social issues, and being a new kid at school. If we've learned anything from Dr. Martin Luther King, it's that we need to be accepting of everyone's struggles. Every one of us has a gift and a dream, and we all need to feel supported. As you look around the nest, you will see the dreams of your fellow classmates. This isn't just about one of us, it's about all of us working together, and our work has just begun. Now we need your voice so we can improve and live out the dream of Happy Valley Middle School. When you return to your class, you will be creating your own dream. Statements that describe your vision for what our community needs to be a better place. Each one of us will be able to have their dream statement photographed and added to our school's collective dreams. Please bring it with you to lunch today. Let's continue this dream together, parents.